Good evening, everyone. It is I, Ibor Not a Hookup. Okay, not too bad. Oh. And welcome back to another very special video. That's right, we're back here once again with the birthday videos. Today's birthday being Akko's birthday. And these are the 5 best reasons why Akko should be your best girl. So let's get on down to number 5. Costumes. Alright, so starting off at number 5 with her costumes. This one's one that's a little bit, I don't know, it's harder to put it down here because the fact that literally the costumes for Rosalia are always extravagant and over the top. Rinko always makes sure that everything is on point and looking great. But out of all the things that Akko does, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, these are amazing, but they gotta be down here because there's some other things that Akko just nails perfectly. Costumes are always usually kind of I always say, always kind of usually lower whenever the person who they don't design the costumes themselves, like Remy or Rinko. Like, that kind of stuff brings it down a little bit, because it's just costumes. It's not too crazy, but there's some cool ones for Akko's gotten. The NFO ones are always awesome to see. It's always awesome to see those costumes. But yeah, her costumes are pretty always on point. Like I said, Rosalia's always looks good. But let's go ahead and head on over to our next one. Number 4. Singing voice. Now, this one's lower than normal, because again, Akko has some traits that are freaking crazy that she kind of just destroys everything else with. But her singing voice is very, you can tell it's Akko when you hear it, because Akko has a very very tinny, very high-pitched kind of timbre to her voice. You can hear her at her she has a very unique sound to her voice, and it's very easy to hear it and be like, oh, there's Akko. So my biggest point is with Firebird. If you're just listening to that without watching the music video, you can totally hear when Akko comes in. You're like, ah, there she is. Whereas with Lisa and Rinko and Sayo, they all kind of blend in a little bit together. Akko just sticks out perfectly. You're like, there's Akko, I hear her. But yeah, she's not too bad though. I like it. I wish you would have gotten a little more singular songs of Yukina. That'd be kind of cool to see. But heading on over to our next one. Number 3. Drum skills. Okay, so this one was tough because these next two basically almost tie each other for completely different reasons. This one, she can play the drums like a mad woman. Up until RAS got put in, I would say that Akko was probably the best drummer in Bang Dream. Tomoe's, they're all good in their own retrospect, but Akko deals with the most intensive style of music, the most technical style of music, and just the amount of just insanity that goes on. And she's got the biggest kit too, which is hilarious. The smallest girl has the biggest kit, but fortunately, Masaki kind of came in and took over that spotlight of best drummer, because good lord. But yeah, Akko is definitely probably number 2, and what I think skill-wise the best drummers would be. It's just the insanity, the amount of stuff that she does. Firebird, another example. It's just the dexterity and the endurance you'd have to go through that song and just double pedal the whole way through. When I heard that, I was just like, okay, Akko is winning me over here with this double pedal, just nailing it. Oh, it's just always crazy to watch her go out and just see this again, small girl nailing the drums like a monster, and that's just great to see. And also, she's Tomoe's sister on the drums, so obviously I'm gonna love it because Tomoe's awesome. But yeah, she's one that's hard to knock off, but I couldn't exactly put it up on the tip top because we gotta go to number 2, which is number 2. Personality. Okay, so this one is up here because Akko is another character that has a very big turning point. He has a very good arc. All of Rosalia has a good arc, really. All of them kind of come around to a certain point in time. The other bands do it sort of, but Rosalia's is the most, just pronounced. And Akko's is cool because she goes from being a person who's more or less, trying to follow behind Yukina and, follow the coolness of the group themselves. And, she kind of doesn't consider herself on that stage with them. She kind of following behind them and wanting to try and keep up with them. But now she's she knows she's part of Rosalia. She's literally the backbone of Rosalia. Like, I love that she literally like has gone from being what was a fan of Yukina to being her partner in music, and it's just great to see. I love it because in just Akko herself is like, she's super helpful. She's always there to help anybody in need, and it's great to see. And like, Akko just has such a good turning point. It's great to see. I just love watching Akko's character because she's at a point that can like either drive home a plot point or just like help lighten a situation. Because I love the fact that she tried to take over, like in Don't Leave Me, Lisa. She tried to be the one to kind of like mediate and help everybody kind of like break the ice a little bit, since Lisa wasn't there to do that. To varying degrees, obviously, but she did her job. She helped the gang. But yeah, it's always just great to see Akko. I'd love to see where they're going to put her too, just like going forward with how she's going to do things. Like, again, the biggest thing I think is how she's gone from being someone who looks up to people and just tries to follow in their footsteps, like Yukina and Tomoe, to a person who's like, no, I'm going to try and be like them, and I'm going to walk with them. Instead of just behind them, she's walking with them. Kind of like the Mocha thing with Ran. I like it a lot. But, heading on over into our last one. Number 1.
我が喉の渇きを潤す漆黒のコーラをね。
Okay, so if you know Akko in any capacity whatsoever, this should be absolutely obvious to you. The Dark Wizard Akko, the Dark Angel. Oh Lord, I can't. There's so many variations she's used. It's just like, Akko, you have a certain, you even have a title that you go by, or you just like whatever pops off the top of your head. I don't know, I love it. I love it so much. It's just so goofy. It's just all of a sudden Akko's just gonna try and whip out her dark, evil, cool side, and then it just falls apart. And poor old Rinko's gotta be like, Akko, you mean this one? You mean to say this? It's like, oh yeah, thanks, Rinko. They're two besties, and that's the best thing. But no, I just love it all the time, just trying to be cool, and it's just like, Akko, you were slowly falling apart at the seams. This is not a good thing. Come on, just let it slide. You're looking kind of odd right now. But then if she gets an NFO, she's good. She's good to go right there. That's her area, that's her zone, she's good. She doesn't have to worry about being cool. She knows what she can do. But yeah. It's just great to see. I just love to see that side. It brings she's the comedic relief for Rosalia in the kind of the funny side. Lisa's more the taunting one that'll taunt Yukina and Sayo for being way too serious, but Akko's just like there, just be like, that's Akko. That's Akko. But yeah. But that has been the 5 best reasons why Akko should be your best girl. Apologies if it was a little bit shorter today, guys. I'm trying to get this video done pretty quickly, so I don't have to worry about having to forget about it. I'm gonna try and get it out quickly, and if it's not out on her birthday and it's out like a week later, I apologize. I'm trying to get it done, but hopefully I can have it out by then. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I sure did. Getting to talk about my favorite drum, well, not my favorite, but one of my favorite drummers, because Akko is probably technically the most skilled besides Masaki, because like, again, like I said, the things that she does is insane. It's always cool getting to talk about that. And also, she's like the youngest in the series, which is great. Not the youngest in the series, but the youngest out of the bands. You know what I mean? Well, there's Choo Choo. Never mind. Reza Soylent just put a whole big damper on Akko's video. But that's okay. I still love RAS. But until next time, guys, I'll see ya.